The Mtapa State was established after the downfall of Great Zimbabwe. However, we've got a number of controversies on how the Mtapa State was established. Scholars think that the Mtapa State it was established soon after the downfall of Great Zimbabwe. It is said that Nyatsimba Mutota, he moved with the army and also some people. They arrived at the Chidima area. This area was settled by the Tawara and the Kore. And it is said that when he arrived at this place, these people eventually gave him a nickname which was known as Mwene Mutapa or Munu Mutapa. And he eventually took the name Mwene to refer to himself and Mutapa to refer to these people, the Tawara and the Kore. And this marked the beginning of the Mutapa State. The area had good grazing pastures. The soils at the Chidima area were fertile, and the area received maximum rainfall. And as a result of this, it marked the beginning of this great state, which was known as the Mutapa State. Some scholars argue that the Mutapa State, it was formed by a refugee, a hunter, a trader, and also an adventurer. They argue that this person was known as Wajge Mbeu. This Wajge Mbeu was later on identified as Nyatsimba Mutota. He was an adventurer. He was adventurous and used to hunt big animals such as elephants. As a result of being adventurous and hunting big game such as elephants, he ended up being surrounded by a number of people. So they were always on the move, looking for new settlements, looking for these elephants. They did not have permanent settlements. That is why they were known as refugees. And eventually they arrived at Dande Chidima area. When he arrived at Dande Chidima area, he conquered the neighboring people, and this marked the beginning of the Mutapa State. Some argue that the Mutapa State, it was formed as a result of the salt theory. It is said that the last ruler of Great Zimbabwe, Chibata Matosi, he invited a Muslim trader, Nyakatondo. This Nyakatondo is also known as Nyakatonje. When Nyakatondo was invited by Chibata Matosi, a beast was killed for him. As he was eating meat, he ate that meat using the salt that was in his pocket. He was asked by Chibata Matosi where this salt was found, and he explained that this salt was found in abundance at Dande Chidima area. It is said that Chibata Matosi had to send Nyakatondo with his elder son, Nyatsimba Mutota, local chiefs, Zimba, Chingo, and also his daughter, Nyamita Neanda. They were sent to Dande Chidima area so that they could see whether this salt was still found in abundance. So as they started to move, it is said that Zimba's legs became swollen. As they were swollen, he decided to remain behind. When he remained behind, that area that he remained behind was known or is still known as Zimba area. They continued moving. As they were moving through thick forests. But Nyamita Neanda was courageous. Mind you, she was a woman, but she was brave, she was courageous. She was not afraid of the experiences that they were experiencing as they moved to the Chidima area. And as a result of this, that is why she was called Nyamita Nehanda. In some books, they say Nyamita Nehana. Hana means to say that she was courageous or brave. Chingo's name is silent. It is said that as they were about to arrive at Dande Chidima area, they slept under a tree. When they slept under a tree, there was honey. honey fell on Nyatsimba Mutota and he became wet. When he became wet, it is said that it is when the name Nyatsimba Mutota was derived. So being wet in Shona is Kutota. So that is why he was given the name Mutota. And they eventually arrived at Dande Chidima area, an area that had vast hunting grounds, an area that had good grazing pastures, an area that received maximum rainfall, and we see the Mtapa State being established. The people who remained at Great Zimbabwe, they gradually left the area Great Zimbabwe and they joined the people who were now staying at Dande Chidima area. The last version or theory, it states that the Mtapa State, it was formed as a result of the Bantu migrations. We are told this theory by D.P. Abrahams. D.P. Abrahams stated that the people from the Katanga region, they abandoned the Katanga area. Why? As a result of serious problems that were occurring in that area. There were serious droughts, there were serious problems of food, hunger, poverty was common. The people abandoned the state and they eventually moved looking for a new settlement. They arrived at Nandi Chidima and this marked the beginning of the Mtapa State. However, D.P. Abraham's thoughts are far from reality. His thoughts are based on assumptions. The Mtapa State was not formed by the Bantu people. It was formed by the people who moved from Great Zimbabwe.